Hi, welcome to another episode of Lessons of the Ray. This week we're going to be doing a chordal and picking exercise in one. Here's what it sounds like. Here's what it sounds like slowly. So to play this exercise, we're going to need a lot of coordination in both hands. So let's start by talking about what we're going to be doing with our right hand. For this exercise, we're going to be starting every chord by playing a bass note, which could fall on any of the three lower strings. And then we're going to strum down, up, and then down, up again on whatever higher strings remain above the bass note. So for this first C chord, I'm going to be playing a C note that falls on the A string first. Above that A string, I've got 4 higher pitched strings, and I'm going to be strumming down, up, down, up. We're going to be doing the same pattern for every chord in the exercise, except the bass note that we pluck in the beginning is going to change strings depending on what chord we're doing. So now let's look at the left hand. First, we're going to start by playing a C chord in this exercise. So we're going to put our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and that will be where our bass note falls that we're picking in the beginning. Then we're going to put our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, followed by our index finger on the 1st fret of the B string. So here's the C chord. Second, we're going to play an A minor chord. It's pretty similar to the C, we're only changing one finger. And to play this chord, we're going to have our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, our ring finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and our index finger on the 1st fret of the B string. For this chord, the bass note also falls on the A string, so we'll be plucking the A string again, just like we did with the first chord, and then strumming down up twice. The third chord in the sequence is a D minor chord. To play a D minor, we're going to put our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, followed by our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, followed by our index on the 1st fret of the E string. For this chord, the bass note will fall on a different string, so instead of playing the A string like we did for the first 2 chords, we'll be plucking the D string. So we'll pluck the D string and then strum down up on the remaining higher strings. The last chord in the sequence is a G chord. To play this G chord, we're going to put our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, followed by our index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, followed by our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. This one requires a little more stretching between fingers, but that's fine. And to play this chord, we're going to start by plucking the E string, so the lowest string in the guitar, to find our G bass note that we're going to start with. Then we can strum all the remaining strings since every other string is higher than the E string. And since that's the last chord in the sequence, we'll just repeat them all to keep the exercise going. So the G will go back to the C chord that we started with. So to recap the order of the chords, we start on the C, then go to A minor, D minor, followed by G, C, A minor, D, G. And that's the entire exercise. Hope you had fun learning it. Bye-bye.